All right, today is Thursday, October 30th, and this is a meeting of the Senior Center Site Selection and Building Committee. This meeting will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting or hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with a particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID 375-414-6055 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager, at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. So with that, I call us to order at 4:37 p.m. Can I get a motion to approve or amend the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second? No. I can't, all in favor. Ken,
Aye.
Bonnie, Dennis,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Chair says aye. Awesome, thank you. All right. Did you guys have a chance to look over the
August 25th.
August 25th?
Yeah.
minutes? I read them and thought they were good. Okay, all right. Can I get a motion to approve the August 25th minutes?
Someone. Second.
Okay. Ken,
Oh, aye.
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 Dan,
Aye.
Chair says aye. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So, the main part of our agenda tonight is preparing for town election. Just as a matter of record, congratulations, committee, for your hard work. Town meeting on October 27th voted to approve the senior center project. It's fantastic, and the $2 million in capital stabilization. So that is a huge step forward for us. It's not over yet. It's a two-step process. We've got to also win by a simple majority at town election on November 4th. Polls are open 12 to 8. So I guess from my perspective, I think the main effort is for us to continue to remind people that this is a two-step process. They need to show up. I will be doing another telephone robocall probably just on Monday morning at this point. For the town meeting, I did Friday and Monday, but I did also post.
Why not Friday?
I can do Friday.
I thought that those were really, really good.
Yeah.
The what?
Okay.
Yeah, the robocall.
I
Robocall?
thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I can do one tomorrow.
I just think that, I mean, it was an excellent statement. But I think that it just kind of teed it up for folks in a way that, seeing the signs might not, so.
Okay. And then
The fact that you did the robocall, the one you'll do tomorrow, is a neutral statement, basically. Oh, yeah, just please get out and vote type of thing. Well, yeah, good.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do a Facebook post on Monday as well, or either Friday or Monday. Maybe I'll do it Friday so that it has time to share into the community groups, because those sometimes have a 24-hour delay.
Yeah, that was,
to get
I
them in.
noticed that was a delay. Possibly.
Yeah. So, and then I have not spoken to the friends yet, but my understanding through the grapevine is that there will be people to stand outside of the polls on Monday. I spoke with the Tuesday. Oh, I do have an extra day. I'll do it Friday and Monday, or Monday and Tuesday. Anyway, so I saw in the rain, hence my rain hair, today, all the spots that we can, not we, but the friends can stand at and still be the 150, whatever feet away it is. So, I think that will be helpful. Huh?
Is that what, I don't know what the distance is.
I mean,
So-
typically they've been across the street and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
all
yeah.
stripped.
But you have to be to the, it was pointed out to me today that anybody in support of it has to be to the left of the light pole that has the flag on it. So if you are looking straight across the street at the post office, then you're in the right spot. If when you look straight across the street, you're looking at the road or at town hall, you're too close to the
So
building.
that's your 100 feet or whatever it is.
Yes.
Something figured out.
Yep. So that's the spot.
Wherever the no people are supposed to stand.
Arm in arm.
Will they have signs?
I don't know of any no people. So, I mean, I don't know if any no people organized no people.
I could tune you into a couple at least.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean organized besides.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can stand. I suppose you can go in the other direction to that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 100 feet that way.
yeah, so you can go,
You can,
Yeah, if you
Central
wanna
Ave,
get traffic.
as long as you're more than 100 or 50, some
Correct,
reasonable
correct. It was-
distance away.
those spots were all pointed out to me. So it's to the left of the, well, I mean, it
People
is
have
measured and there is a map that allows people to see it. So it's to the left of the light post with the flag on it. On the opposite side of the road is the post office. To the right of the covered bench area, which means you basically have to stand in front of Ayer Nail Care.
Yeah,
And on Central, you have to stand past the phone pole that's in front of that house where the garage is built into the side of the ledge. Yeah, so you have to be on that side of it. So, hi Linda. Hello.
And it's 12 to 8.
12 to 8. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
what about people, did you do a message for people who needed rides? To follow certain,
I've tried to put that in there
Is that
on
correct?
all of the robocalls and the Facebook posts and
Mhm.
things like that. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and then my understanding is the polls will close at 8 and that typically results are known by 9 PM. And then they are posted in a number of ways. The first way is the sort of going back to the 1800s way. It will be posted on the door to the Great Hall. And then the second is it will be put on the town website
that night,
apparently that night.
Thought it might be the next morning.
will the building be open?
Yeah,
Well,
because whoever's counting will still be in the Great Hall counting. So they'll close the doors to the Great Hall while they're counting.
But when you go into the building and go to the door and look.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know how long. I think the idea is if you were already standing there, you would
Yeah.
see the result
Yeah.
in the moment as they would post it.
If you can make it past the National Guard deployment,
Yes,
you can.
they can count the absentee ballots, so it's election starts with the 12. Start counting.
Yeah.
They don't have to wait till the end of the poll. They don't think.
Okay.
No, no,
They
no.
can take, they'll get that done before the polls close. Keep the results confidential.
So, so I asked so there were 287 attendees at the,
When they're around the conference, what it is, so.
and the town clerk. But anyway, so 66% of that, 2/3 of that is, as we have been definitively determined. So 190 people voiced their support on the floor target,
Oh, more,
or more.
or more.
that could be more,
That's right. Or more.
not exactly the number. But undoubtedly high, a bigger number.
Yeah. So, if we get 250 people to the polls, what I'm thinking,
And I think that.
so yeah, really, okay.
Yeah.
Just yes,
I think we just have to remind all the people that were there
Yeah.
that they need to participate again.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there will be people who vote who couldn't make it to town meeting
Yeah.
because town meeting is a multi-hour kind of commitment, whereas voting is a 15-20 minute commitment, so.
Yes.
I'm
So-
curious to see what the.
And that would be for both sides, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was, we were telling people to do both things, we were talking to. Who knows, it landed. It certainly landed because the 27th. To get there that night. Yeah.
that's great.
So you think they might only.
And the friends aren't sending anything else for our, right?
Not until the day of.
Right, so the day of, they're intending to stand with signs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts at noon time. They just saved a few dollars at
Free
free
lunch.
That's it, we saved a few dollars on
Oh, Sal would
poll
get,
workers.
well, Sal would get certificate.
This is only one issue.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the country, whatever, people are voting in a lot of places. Only we just have to land.
Yeah, we just have the one item. All right. So anything else in terms of, Linda, I was saying that I'll send out a robocall on Friday, tomorrow. And then again on Tuesday, because that I think was pretty effective to remind people to vote. And then I'll put out a Facebook graphic as well. And I probably will do the Facebook graphic tomorrow because that will give it time to get shared into the community pages and everything. There was great conversation in those community pages over the weekend, people asking questions, things like that. So I was in there. I haven't seen much since then that would warrant me offering any information. And that's sort of the stance I've taken with it is people are allowed to have their opinions. I'm not going to weigh in on people's opinions, but if they're asking questions and I can clarify with some factual information, then I've put that in there. So I haven't seen anything since town meeting that has warranted any sort of official.
So when I see the council on aging responding, that's you.
I was thinking,
So I saw one response clarified something that was
right.
decided.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was one.
Either in text or otherwise inadequate.
So. Then in terms of after the election, I think. I think then we'll shift gears. Hopefully. Let's assume that it will be successful for a moment. Then, then we'll be looking to have a meeting talking about what the next steps are for design development. Then with the OPM, I'm presume we'll get started on contracts and stuff going forward. And then we'll start getting updates, putting back in the regular updates on permitting and utilities and whatnot.
What about fundraising? Where's that? Ramp up or what's the step with that?
That's
So, it is a good question. So I think that's a good question. So if we sign a disclosure agreement, we can assist with that. So I don't know. I think we should discuss that. What do we think is the role for the building committee to play in that versus the Friends to play?
versus other members of the community, like some people, the town managers.
I mean,
something like that.
Sure.
I think the Friends would like some help.
Absolutely.
And so-
There's like three of them. It's only three.
So do they need structure or to help like getting out so structure?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
And I think that we should compile, or they should, for now anyway, they should compile a list of like the top 5, maybe top 10 potential donors that would have something approaching substantial financial resources to help. And that the approach to those people should be well scripted. I mean, I think we want to avoid a condition where, Ken calls somebody and then 3 days later, this thing walks in the door and is looking for, or somebody
Absolutely.
from the Friends.
So we're talking.
Yep.
So the larger donors are those who would. And again, I'm not presuming that every large entity will want to donate, but I think it is respectful of them and their finances that we kind of script that and make a formal approach
And
Those
yeah,
materials are
the best way
available.
of doing it is the formal approach should maybe be a letter
Mhm.
that is sent to maybe a CEO or, HR or some major company head.
But the first thing, that we talked about this months ago, we talked about the same thing, but. I
Well, the
think
Friends
there-
have really been spearheading
Yeah,
that
But
effort,
there
so.
there
yeah.
was I'm not sure who did it, whether it was Friends or somebody else, but there's already been a list of the businesses in town put together, so we know who the businesses are.
Right,
We don't know
right.
necessarily who's the strongest or weakest business. in town.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know that. till you
Yeah.
talk to them.
Yeah.
And then they put together the pledge page, which you guys
Mhm.
worked on, so there's that pledge list. But I think what we're talking about something completely different now, not necessarily a pledge, this could be a donation. Yeah.
Either or.
They kind of are hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you'd be soliciting a donation and you could do your donation anonymously, or you could do it for a dollar value with no plaque involved. But here are your opportunities for naming rights and plaques.
Right.
Should you want to do that. So think of that as, I mean, the top of that donation document that the Friends put together does include just, we'll give you there will be a large plaque in the building for donors of these 4 levels.
Yeah.
So,
But I think the conclusion we came to in the past was that if we don't want to get into serious fundraising, we don't need professional help. We can't expect,
Right.
all seniors to be necessarily
Right.
people that are qualified.
Yeah.
to do that kind of work.
well, I'm hoping that if and when we are in an approved state, we can approach some of the people that came to the meeting and be like, we could use some help. I think it's a whole lot easier for people to volunteer to help something that is really truly happening
Right.
versus something that might happen.
Right.
So,
The other thing I would say is that the approach to the larger business entities that we are hopeful will be receptive is kind of one category of fundraising. The other category, I think perhaps we can defer, like buying individual bricks on the patio, or, buying some portion of the patio furniture or what have you. Which may be, I don't know, a few $100s, let's say.
Yeah.
That we can, until we know how big the patio is gonna be and a lot of the other things, it'll be harder for us to know.
Right.
What's that?
If you only sell 5 bricks, it'll be kind of small.
Well-
I think the point is, one of the things in the future will be a meeting that's all we talk about is that kind of work, how we're gonna get
I
funded.
mean, there's so many other ways to fundraise, right? I mean, there's, you could. Have someone donate a space where you could have, a silent auction, right?
Mhm.
And you can get people to kind
There's
donate
There's many
things.
fundraisers.
yeah, so many
You have a
things.
comedy night, I mean, there's a lot of things.
Bake sale. So-
Yeah. But those don't generate the kind of money.
How much is
Right.
the dinner, how much is the dinner out with me worth?
Life.
And this could take a bad turn.
yes, yes, indeed.
You could do a tap.
And I think one of the things we. I want to say this too. One of the things we need to give careful thought to. Is that we're talking about money. We're not talking about things. In other words, if someone wants to give you a thing. it May not work. The architecture, it may not work with the design, it may not
Right,
work with the
right.
whole building principles, the whole bit. We need money to buy what we need to put in the building.
Specified, yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I know you said we had to do a disclosure, but can this committee reach out to companies, or we have to go through the Friends fundraising committee?
So there is a mechanism in place for a disclosure agreement that's kind of like, as a board and committee member, you guys all did your ethics training, right? So I think, so there's a disclosure form that is reported to the state where you say, this is my goal and here's where my potential conflicts of interest are, and then you go forward. So I don't know that we would want necessarily, maybe there's a subcommittee of our our building committee that can be looking at that. That way it can be, it can truly be like a waiver kind of situation versus the whole of the committee. So just things to think of. We don't have to decide that tonight,
No,
but.
no, I think we'll have several meetings on this. I think that's
Yeah,
right.
and the other thing is to, and again, to be respectful of the businesses. That we ensure or that we understand that we're not as representatives of some subset of the town.
Yeah,
We're not running into some other approaches that have been made by other town entities to the same entity.
Right, all has to be planned. Yep,
What's that?
it all needs to be planned
Yeah,
out
yeah.
and structured.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
I agree. Absolutely agree.
You know, somebody from X department was just in here a month and a half ago looking for something else and
Right.
just kind of make sure.
Yeah.
well, we'll talk about it later, but there's also the possibility of an outreach campaign, just like we did with the 4 outreaches about the building. We could outreach and have a meeting and invite them to a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you invite the group to the meeting. That's how you do a lot of fundraising. You reach out and say, would you be interested in attending the meeting? Find out more about the senior center and potential donation opportunities.
You could auction it off and get a little
Bring as many people in.
competitive juices flowing.
Talk about it in general.
I want the fitness room. You can have it.
That would be great. If people were fighting over which rooms, that would be fantastic. Not sure that will happen, but that would be a great problem to have. All right, so. Like I said, I think this is a pretty short meeting tonight. Without, I see Dan Arts is here. Dan, can you remind us about how long the process of design development is?
It's 46 months.
I might have put him on the spot.
He's muted.
Yeah, Dan, you're muted. If
No,
you are
no,
talking.
sorry. I had my kids in the background. I was trying to find a spot where I can be a little quieter. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Design development, I would say about 2 to 3 months, road. Once I get the final go ahead, I'm gonna get our engineers rocking and rolling. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Hopefully I'm thinking, we'll have something together by the beginning of the year, ready for bidding.
Wow, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had a bit of time working on this for the past couple months. So I had my portion I'm a little ahead on, but just getting the engineers going.
Great.
So you gambled, you would get the approvals.
Well, a little bit.
Okay.
But I felt confident in this. And I feel like we're all pretty confident in this.
So then we'll have to marry that in, Dan, with utilities and all of those things too, right? So,
Yeah.
moving that along.
Could
So,
we get another or start, starting on November 5th, assuming it goes well, develop another Gantt chart with all the timelines from November 5th until what we might anticipate would be groundbreaking.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, is developing a new kind of schedule to see where we'll really lay.
What's that?
that'll be Vertex. That won't be.
Yeah, Vertex would be doing that.
Suggesting that Dan do
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah.
I'm suggesting to the committee as a whole that having that in place as soon as possible will allow us to kind of, understand exactly where the signposts are and when groundbreaking might be able to happen and the bidding process be put in place and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to put an agreement together with Vertex, right? That'll be one of the.
Right, yeah.
contracts- Yeah,
Yeah.
but then even
Yeah.
that, when do we anticipate the contracts being signed?
Right. All right.
We have pricing that's solid for Vertex with a scope. So, we can move forward with the contract, I guess, when we feel we're there.
Do we know how long it will take town council to review the contracts, draw up the contracts, proceed with?
No, I mean, not off the top of my head, no,
Okay.
but, I mean, he is usually pretty good about
Yeah,
turning things around.
I didn't think of the first one.
Yeah, the first one was,
3 weeks ago.
it's kind of like a time and material thing, whether the dam not to exceed Vertex contract. It was,
Yeah,
it was only to take us to town
Yeah,
meeting.
town meeting.
Yeah.
But,
But then it's a little more involved.
yeah, it'll be broken down.
Yeah.
This is this was the permitting schedule that they put together. It
Right,
ended at town meeting. Yeah,
all right. Okay, anything else?
Well, and what I would ask is that on the morning of November 5th, whichever way it goes, that if you're driving around town, you start grabbing the signs and
Yeah.
putting them in your car. Because there's some rule somewhere about
Yeah.
how soon after the event you have to take down the
Right.
signs.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get them. I can't do it that morning, but.
The big-
I would love to have one for historical posterity's sake, so
Yeah.
one could end up in my office, that'd be fantastic.
There's a little problem with recycling those.
that?
There's a little issue with the recycling of those signs. The metal is recyclable, but I'm not sure the sign is, pretty sure we checked.
Well, maybe we'll have an upcycled craft here at the
So that's what I'm
center
saying.
with corrugated, plastic cardboard. Yeah. Ooh, there we go.
Might we want to hold on? Do you buy them separately? The metal? and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
The metal.
Yeah, so hold on to the metal.
Yeah, that's good. You want to bring it back here?
Yeah, we're using for our open house signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Hold on to.
Bonnie will figure out something.
What's that?
Bonnie will figure out a use for it.
You can figure out.
I am not very crafty. Or artsy.
Then we spray paint it. I've done it. No, I can't remember. Oh, the big banner that's gonna take some time getting out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's wedged in
Yeah,
deeply.
I believe, I heard, again, I just heard that the Friends were considering putting a thank you sign with that sign if it passes,
Wow.
and leaving it up for a week or so.
Yeah,
So that
Okay.
could be nice.
yeah.
So don't go yank it out. I think
Yeah.
I think that's in progress.
All right.
That we're gonna have to
Okay.
do. 'Cause I think that would be,
Stand there and wave and.
that would be wonderful.
Lead boat.
That could be good too.
That would be.
Yeah, either there or across from town hall. I think there's a lot of traffic that goes
Yeah.
both of those areas. So over the weekend or Monday or Tuesday, I think would be great. But yeah, I mean, I agree, pull out all the yard signs that you see, but don't go yank out the banner. All right. So there's no public here, so no public input. When do we want to meet again? So I will be out of town from the 6th through the 14th. Because I wasn't sure if I would be celebrating or drowning my sorrows. No, okay, either one. No, I just I have a trip there. So I'm happy to arrange for everybody else to meet via Zoom, or we could just wait until later in the month. That would give let's assume for a moment it's successful. That would give both Vertex and Catlin time to create new contracts for us to look at and all those things.
So you said the 6th?
I'm on the 6th through the 14th. So what about the week of the 17th?
Monday the 17th? It's gonna be.
I won't be here 17, 18, or 19.
Okay.
It would have to be first.
Thursday, the 20th?
We're gonna have some conversations before the next meeting and Vertex and Capra. We can't wait till the 20th to get them started.
No, I know. So I'm thinking that between now and the 6th,
It's next
That's
week.
next, no, that's next
No.
week.
No, I mean, I think it's. I mean, they were at town meeting, they know that it passed there. I can make sure to send an email and then. I think they understand. I can speak to them individually, but I mean, I think.
Sure.
We don't have to tell them at a meeting that we want them to go ahead and get a contract ready, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
so between, so. Well, you're leaving on, so on the fifth, it would have to be. You'll reach out to John and
Mhm.
Vertex and just let them know. X,
Yep.
Y, Z, with the next anticipated formal meeting being on Thursday, the 20th.
Does that work for everyone?
The sixth,
No, I'm meeting on Thursday, the 20th.
or the 20th, yeah.
So that will give them and potentially town council, et cetera, et cetera. Well, but we
I
want,
think it goes to.
we want the contract to come to us before it goes to town council.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I mean, the idea would be that we would be able to, they would get the contract to us. We could review it in advance of our meeting on the 20th and ask any questions. We give our vote for the contract and then it goes to council to review after that.
Yeah, okay. So the earliest the contracts would be signed is the following week, just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The 20th works for us.
Okay, great. Okay.
What time on the 20th? 4?
I mean,
That's
what
good
is
for
your
you and Dan.
schedule on the,
I'll try for 4. I do.
is 4:30 better? Right, I just don't know which.
I thought it was, I get stuck in traffic today. I mean, if everyone else wants 4, I can,
4:30.
yeah.
4:30 is fine. It's absolutely fine.
4:30.
I'd rather do 4:30 than 6, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So 4:30 then?
4:30 is better.
Okay. Wonderful.
We
Well, if
we have
there's,
a contract, yeah, already broken down days. You might be,
right,
you might already be good, yeah.
could be,
We just
could
have to
be,
double
yeah,
check.
yeah. But I think we would want to have a, we would want to have a motion as the committee
Oh, yeah.
to approve those contracts contingent on the town council approval. So I think we'd want to do that
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be helpful to talk, for me to have a clearer understanding of what tasks and what responsibilities Vertex and John are promising us.
Right, right. Yep.
I'm gonna send you, I can send you Callan's contract right now. What do we have? It's broken down in every phase.
Included from now on,
Yeah. And it's actually on the town's website. It
Oh,
was
okay.
in our, it
Yeah,
was
if you
in
wanna-
one of our packets a long way ago. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
dig
If
back
you want
through, you'll be able to
to,
find
you
it.
can just send me the link to what's there or attach it
It's
to
right
me.
on up, it's on the documents page.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, nothing that we would have reviewed could not be on the document page. That's no, that's our that's our responsibility to put everything up that's all the paper you guys have received along the way. Or anything I've emailed is up on the website, so. Might require some digging, but we'll certainly put a new version or whatever of it up in a timely chronological manner, so. All right,
yeah, there's a little overlap, so some of the things we did in the sequence may have fallen into, like, we could be a little ahead, we could be partly into design development. We could be partly, as we left the, feasibility study, we
Yeah.
moved into the, what do we now?
Schematic.
But they'll-
Design,
yeah.
There's a little overlap in how that works.
but they'll need
It
to
all
be a
worked out
new
in the
contract.
codes.
Yeah, there'll need to be a new version of that contract anyway, because it will reflect the final price that we're at.
I
Yeah.
think that's, go ahead, but I'm pretty sure it does.
All right,
So the last version we saw of the building with all the changes is what the 5 that were going on.
The last version, you saw what?
The last version of the building and floor plan and everything, where they made the changes, that's what we're going on off of right now.
so the
Uh,
last version was the 13,700 square feet, and then I think we I'll agree to bring it down. I guess, Dan, I don't know why I'm answering
That's
this
correct.
question. You
You-
could
Yeah,
answer that
yeah,
question.
I know. Yeah,
What you
no,
said.
you're right. The last one you guys saw was the 13.7.8 something or other. And then we talked about bringing it down to the 13. So I was gonna bring a new set, maybe, where we're gonna be at, where we're gonna be starting,
Okay.
next meeting. So that way we can take a look at that and maybe, yeah, see if we need to make some changes. We still have that right now while we're still a little bit malleable, so. But
So
yeah,
I mean, once we have,
The-
assuming we get.
Go ahead.
Assuming we get the financial commitment, then we will know how much money is available. That is.
Right.
Yeah, the bigger the building, better. That is.
right.
The financial commitment that we are going to be able to attain as of may allow us to do some things that we wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. For instance, if you need 200 square feet here to make something more functional, and we know that it will fit within the budget, I think that that's something that we ought to do.
We'll have to consider that as a commitment.
Oh, right. No, I'm not suggesting otherwise.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
to make it, so, I mean, the bigger the building, the better, in my view. To the extent that architectural design can be moved somewhat to stay within its budget and still allow us to, I think we ought to look at doing that.
So I think the committee will have to discuss that, and we'll have to
Right.
discuss it within context of the conversations and that we've had with finance committee and capital planning about size and price and all of those things. I think that's all got to wrap kind of up into one thing.
Yeah.
And then we have other pieces, including the utilities and stuff moving in. So I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying lots of other pieces there as
I think
well.
there's a
That's what I was
misunderstanding.
I was gonna add, Katie, is that, the utilities, those are the ones that are a little bit more unknown, like the building, we're pretty down, right on, we know how, what we're doing with it. We know approximate cost, but, utilities, we have approximate, but I still haven't got that number from grid, so I have an
Right.
idea what it's coming in at, but it'll be good to know that stuff to be able to go in the future as well.
I disagree. No. My opinion, the next step is, as we go through design development, what we talked about with Catlin right from the get-go and with Dan. That's when we do the value engineering. That's when we dig in. We don't accept anything that we don't take a look at, step by step. Because what's gonna happen inevitably, there'll be some piece that'll be higher than we thought.
Mm.
So we need to look at other pieces that can be lower than we might have thought during the budget process here.
Right.
So
But there may
we
be,
have a step-by-step process that's gonna go through every single room.
Right.
And say, how do we work, maybe we disagree on a finish over here, or, do we need this level of tile, this quality? So we still have an obligation, I think, to bring it under to get closer, to get that bond number down a little bit.
and Vertex will be helpful in that process.
That'll be helpful.
Just because obviously they're recently involved in Littleton, and they may have a clearer understanding of.
Yeah.
What worked there, what didn't work there, where was savings available, where, might more money need to be spent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, well, okay, I have an idea about that too, so we'll all work together on it, basically.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is the whole site. The whole development of the site and what we do on the site. With the types of finishes, it's a lot. So what I'm saying is I totally disagree with the fact that we're there on the building and we're there on anything. We're basically getting into the final steps that we need to break it down to where we can get the best budget and the best use of our money.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm all for the best use of our money.
So what I guess I'm trying to say is, we have a budget, but I still want to get below that budget and take away some of the risk
Of,
of whatever could happen during the process. We have an obligation to do that.
no, I'm not suggesting that it be profligate. What I am saying is that
Make the building as
on
big as you can.
280, yes, 287 people showed up. We got a 2/3 majority. We'll see what the vote on November 4th is.
Yeah.
And by how large a majority. But the people have given us, assuming that that works, then the public The taxpayers of Ayer have given us a charge, have said to us, yes, we like this.
Oh, yeah.
We want you to proceed with
No
this.
dispute.
This is important for the community.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
We-
sure.
In an effort, so. And I take that seriously.
But
Just
they
as
also-
if they had voted it down, I wouldn't,
The stuff we put on the screen said 13,000 square feet.
No,
So
I understand
So that
approximately,
means they looked at the screen and said, yeah, we like 13,000 square feet.
approximately. APPROX period.
Okay, well,
So
I
you
think
can see
all
we
of,
got a ways to go.
I think all of that is going to work itself out as we go through the process. So, all right, anything else, or do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and and Dan says aye, and Chair says aye.